So this image shows up small, but if you go to view actual size, it's actually really big. You can go to view print size. Either way, I will try to, oh my gosh, I try to just keep it good enough to where I can see it without me having to like do this to get the whole image. Image size. This will tell you how big it is. You can change this. As long as this is locked right here, it'll change both. If it's unlocked, it will only change one, and then it's going to distort your image. Right here, the 72 pixels by inch. This is the resolution. So it's at a low resolution right now. I'm going to change it to 300. Might take a minute to like redo it though. Okay. So we're going to go back out. And if you can tell, it really sharpened this image and it made everything pop. If you want to free transform it, go to Edit, Free Transform. And then you're going to have this box around it where you can move it around, and it's going to tell you the width and height in pixels. And then also up here is the same thing. You got the your X, Y, width and height is, you can, like I said, you can unlink it so that you can do this. But honestly, most images you're not going to want to do that. Again, this is in pixels. If you want to know what it is in like inches, I always use Google. I'm not sure how to do that. My printer won't even let me print out from Photoshop. I don't know why. So I have to use my actual Epson Photo, which you could use your Cricut or whatever you're using to print, and then you'll be able to choose the size. Now from this app is how I get my sizing for a piece of paper if I'm printing it out for sublimation. Then I just go, we'll do this one, already flipped horizontal, but this is my full piece of paper, so I could work, make it go up to the edges, or I could make it smaller. Now to flip this image in Photoshop, you're going to go to Image, Image Rotation, and flip Canvas Horizontal. Now you can save this as long as it has one layer. Over here you see one, so it'll let me save it as a PNG. You could also save it as these others. You cannot save it as an SVG like that. Now if there was more than one layer, right click, duplicate layer, that just made this duplicated. It's the same thing. So like maybe I wanted to change the coloring a little bit. I double click on this top layer, or you can right click and go to blending options. Let's say gradient overlay. I'm just going to make this a basic black and white, but I'm going to change the blend mode to soft light. Or, you can mess around with it and see which one you wanted to do. You could also change the opacity. I'm going to show you this. You could change the way that it's on there. You can change the angle. You can change the scale. I mean, so many different things that you can do for your image here. I could bevel and emboss it, give it some contour, texture, satin, I don't really use too often. Drop shadow, you could do stroke. Now with this, that's gonna look terrible, but you could add one. So you might have black on your first one, and then maybe the next one you wanna do pink. So there's your two outlines. I'm taking that off, but that kind of gave the image some, here you can see the difference. Gave it a little character, you know. Anyway, I'm gonna if you go to save it with 2 layers open, it's only gonna give you these options: PDF, Photoshop, large document. I have not figured out how to, like, you can export it as an SVG, but when you go to open it in Cricut, it's gonna tell you that it's not compatible. So like, I think you have to do each thing individual, and then go to, like, open a new one, go to File, place emmed and your image there, and then make a new layer for your next spot, and then place another emmed image, which is just like any image. So like if you did it all separate, save it, and then do your next layer, save it, and then go back, and it's just, we'll go over that a different day. That's like way too much. Let's see. So that is basically how you change the resolution. You can just mess with it a little bit. Like I said, that was image size, resolution. 300 is pretty big. 72 is normal. You can change width, height. That is it for that. Let me know if you have any questions.